US President Donald Trump announced that his country would designate North Korea as a state sponsor of terrorism. This comes during heightened nuclear tensions on the Korean peninsula. Trump added that this would further impose penalties on the country. Confrontations between police and the protesters continued in the Mathare area of Nairobi in Kenya. Protests had erupted after Kenya's Supreme Court upheld the re-election result where the president won the vote. The opposition, however, had boycotted the vote, saying that electoral reforms had not been made. Zimbabwe's ruling party said that it had instructed its chief whip to move ahead with the impeachment proceedings against the president. They also formally notified the president of his firing as the party leader. President Mugabe had earlier ignored the deadline to resign. A top United States general in Afghanistan said that American aircraft had targeted drug-producing facilities for the first time. This under a new strategy aimed at cutting off terror outfit Taliban's funding. Opium production in the country is reported to have doubled since 2016. The ousted mayor of Caracas, who had earlier fled to Spain, said that his escape had been aided by police officers. He accused the Venezuelan president of running the country like a narco-tyranny. He also pledged to spread his protest against Venezuela's socialist government as he arrived in Spain after escaping house arrest. British Prime Minister Theresa May said that Brexit negotiations had progressed and she wanted to see the UK and EU moving forward together. May was speaking ahead of a cabinet meeting during which ministers are expected to agree on increasing the Brexit divorce bill in an attempt to move negotiations forward. Germany's Green Party called the Free Democratic Party irresponsible for walking out of coalition talks, raising the possibility of new elections in the country. Merkel will now be forced to try to continue her current ruling coalition with Social Democrats despite them saying that they would not do so. Merkel could also try and form a minority government, but that would be unlikely. Iran's supreme leader visited the earthquake-hit region along the Iraqi border and urged for more efficiency and aid for the people in the stricken area. While praising the relief and rescue operations, the leader said that he was not content with the aid delivery and efforts must be doubled in that regard. The quake killed over 530 people and injured thousands more. A Pakistani court granted the government 3 more days to find a way to clear an Islamist rally near Islamabad. The rally that began 2 weeks ago saw Islamists demanding the removal of Law Minister Zahid Hamid over a recently omitted reference to Prophet Muhammad in a constitutional bill. The protests have disrupted life in Islamabad. China's presidential envoy left North Korea after 4 days of talks which were aimed at improving relations between the two countries. This after Beijing tightened sanctions against Pyongyang over its nuclear program. The visit follows after US President Donald Trump urged China to put pressure on North Korea to abandon its nuclear program in a visit to Beijing last week.